The Tom Thibodeau New York Knicks minute situation keeps getting crazier as guys like Kentavious, Caldwell-Pope, and Anthony Black of the Orlando Magic have called out Thibodeau's minutes, and also Jalen Brunson has effectively admitted that the New York Knicks are tired after Thibodeau is playing them such heavy minutes, and we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and if you guys like the content, make sure to subscribe. It helps me out a ton. 28% of viewers are subscribed. Let's get that up to 30. We got it, guys. But let's jump into it and discuss what we have to talk about here, which is the fact that Tom Thibodeau is playing the New York Knicks an absurd amount of minutes. We all know this is the case. This has been the case. This has not changed. But Tibbs' minutes have been absolutely absurd to the point where it's getting called out by other teams. And the New York Knicks' own star player in Jalen Brunson has effectively said the New York Knicks are tired. Or, well, he didn't say it, but he didn't really deny it. Now, taking a look at what Brunson said, he said, "We can say that the team is fatigued, but it's not an excuse. We don't say we're tired. That's not who we are." Kind of just said you were tired, bro. I mean, I know they didn't. I know they didn't actually say that. But there's a pretty good insinuation right there that you could tell the New York Knicks are feeling this fatigue 100%. Tom Thibodeau is playing the New York Knicks an absolutely absurd amount of minutes that makes damn near no sense. And he seems like he has no plans of stopping doing that at all. I mean, just taking a look at things, when you look at the amount of minutes per game, you see Mikal Bridges is 1, Josh Hart is 2, OG Anunoby is 7, Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns are not far behind. You see the entire New York Knicks starting lineup is getting insane amount of minutes, specifically Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart, who are playing over 40 minutes a night on a very frequent basis. I know they're not averaging over that, but there's been many games where they're just playing over 40 minutes. Tom Thibodeau is refusing to sit guys, and it's clearly having an impact and fatiguing the team more than they ever have been before because Tibbs trusts the bench less than he ever has. Now, you also look at the distance traveled, and Mikal Bridges has traveled 108.9 miles. The second closest is De'Aaron Fox, widely regarded as one of the fastest players in basketball, who's got 99.3. They're nowhere even close. And also on this list are Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, and OG Anunoby. Out of the top 6 of distance traveled, the Knicks have 4 of the 6. That is not a good idea, Tibbs. That is not smart. That is not going to go over well once the playoffs begin. The Knicks are going to get burnt out, and it's going to be very problematic. Now, Ian Begley was the one to highlight this. Got to give him credit for it. He said last season Jalen Brunson led the Knicks in minutes per game at 35.4. He ranked 14th in the NBA in minutes per game. Through 37 games this season, the Knicks have 3 players ranked within the NBA's top 7 in minutes per game, 4 within the top 6 in distance traveled, and 4 within the NBA's top 7 in total minutes. Now, he also mentions that this is a product of the Knicks' depth, which stems from resources they use to acquire players at the top end of the rotation, such as trading away multiple players from Mikal Bridges and Karl-Anthony Towns. And it's also a product of Tom Thibodeau not using players outside the top of the rotation. Is it sustainable? Unless something changes, we'll know the answer to that question in May or June of 2025. Well, I can just tell you the answer right now. No! It's not sustainable. It's never been sustainable. It's literally never worked. Playing these guys too many minutes has literally only come back to bite the team in the butt. It has never worked. It is not a good idea. Yes, in the playoffs, you can play guys over 40 minutes all you want. It's different. It's the playoffs. They need to win 16 games. This is an 82-game season. Why are we playing these guys so much? We're not even winning the games. The Knicks have lost their last 3. They've played their starters heavy minutes in all these games. They're still losing. Yes, one of them was to the Thunder. They're losing to the Bulls. They're losing to the Magic without their entire starting 5. Isn't it evident that something's going wrong, and maybe it's because they do not stop getting insane minutes? I mean, Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart each played 40-plus minutes against the Thunder, the Bulls, and the Orlando Magic. That was 3 games in 4 nights that they're playing 40-plus minutes. Someone is going to get injured, and Knicks fans are really going to turn on Tom Thibodeau when that happens. There's just no way around it. That is what we are going to see happen. Excuse me, I'm sick. Now, on top of that, as we know, minutes, total minutes, it's the same deal. There's so many. I mean, the top 3 are all Knicks, and then 7th is Jalen Brunson. I mean, it's what does Tibbs expect is going to happen? Does he think this is going to work? As my eye is completely red now. That's great. What does he think is going to happen? This has happened before with Luol Deng, and his knees exploded 2 years into playing 40-plus minutes. His body burnt out. That will happen again. I don't understand Tom Thibodeau at all. I don't care if the bench is not good, Tibbs. You play the bench anyway. You think we're going to make this bigger? You think this is a good idea? Really? To lose a game and have Mikal Bridges have played 42 minutes like it's the playoffs? These look like a playoff rotation right now. Your starting center's playing 30 minutes, 35 for OG, 36 for Brunson, 42 for Josh Hart, Precious with 22, Landry Shamet with 21, Cameron Payne with 12, and this is on the lower end of the minutes that Tom Thibodeau gives, or it's on the lower end of what he gives the starters. You can't throw Matt Ryan in there for 10 minutes a night. He's so bad that you can't throw him in for 10 minutes a night against in the third game in 4 days when the team has lost 2 games where they look fatigued. You can't throw Matt Ryan's that bad. Ariel Hukporti is that bad. Pacome Dadier, Tyler Kolek, they're so bad they can't even be on the court to give the Knicks players a rest, even for a couple minutes a night. That's what you think, Tibbs? I don't think they are. Yeah, Matt Ryan's threes are not going down, and that's the one aspect that he really brings to NBA-level basketball. But he's never going to get the chance to hit threes if he's just sitting on the bench the entire time. It's so infuriating to watch because you know what's going to happen down the stretch. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be fatigue. The Knicks are going to look sloppy in the playoffs, and then they're going to lose early. And then we're going to have to go a longer time without seeing Knicks basketball while being left with a bitter taste in our mouths, staring down Tom Thibodeau, wondering if he's going to have a job come next season. Look, the Knicks just signed him to an extension, but if he gets any of these guys injured and screws them up, Leon Rose will not be afraid to fire him, despite the fact that he is friends with Tibbs. He might make Tibbs move into some front office advisory role, saying, nope, you're playing them too many minutes, doesn't work. You're done. You could be an advisor for the Knicks, but you can't coach anymore. That might happen. If someone gets hurt, we could very likely see that happen. Now, Jalen Brunson obviously is the leader of this team, and he said a lot on how it's all going to have to start with him and why he really does not want to say they're playing too heavy in minutes. He doesn't want to call out Tom Thibodeau, his head coach, but you look at where Jalen Brunson's at right now, and he's having a great season, but he's something bad is going to happen if he keeps playing heavy minutes. I mean, he's playing great. 25 points per game, 7.5 assists, 48% from the field, 39% from three, doing his thing as usual. True NBA superstar. Jalen Brunson's absolutely phenomenal, and he's just being a noble captain, taking the blame and saying that it's to start with him, with the Knicks' energy change. But guess what? The problem isn't with Jalen Brunson's energy. It's the lack of energy that Tom Thibodeau gives to the New York Knicks or forces out of the New York Knicks because they've got nothing left in the tank. It's just absolutely absurd. And yeah, Jalen Brunson might not say that Tom Thibodeau plays guys too heavy in minutes, but guess who does? The Orlando Magic. As Kentavious Caldwell-Pope said, we kind of already know Tibbs is one of them coaches that plays his players until the buzzer ends. We kind of know that from previous coaching other teams. Stuff like that, playing 48 minutes, you're getting screened, you're getting hit, we're pushing the pace. All these are factors. And once we see you get tired, we've done our job. Now it's time for us to get the offense going. Now, on top of that, he said, we're one of the most well-conditioned teams in the league. We thrive on that. This was a back-to-back for us, and no one looked tired. Coach Mosley always tells us, play till you get tired, then raise your hand, and we did that tonight. We're subbing guys in and out. We play until we get tired. That's one of our key game plans. That's the thing. The Knicks get tired, and Tibbs does not sub them out. He just keeps them in there because, God forbid, someone who might not have NBA-level talent steps in the game when all signs have pointed to that everyone on the Knicks bench absolutely does. The Orlando Magic missed their entire starting five, and they ran 10 deep tonight. They played Tristan Da Silva as a starter in place of Paulo Banchero. Not a great game. Da Silva's a rookie. He'll be fine. They played Goga Bitadze as they have been. Cole Anthony got a ton of minutes after not getting too many. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope got 30. Caleb Houston got 16. We saw Jonathan Isaac, Wendell Carter, Trevlin Queen, Anthony Black, and Jet Howard all get minutes. Do we think all of these guys should be getting minutes in the NBA playoffs? No! But guess what? It's the regular season, and Jamal Mosley knows that. And they still won. It's just absurd. It's absurd. At some point, you have to look and say, all right, look, Tom Thibodeau, he's objectively a good coach. He's one of the best coaches the Knicks have had in a very, very long time. this is a fatal flaw of his that is clearly getting out of hand to the point where a guy who's hardly been in the NBA because he's new, not that he's hard like hanging on, he's a lottery pick, but even Anthony Black in a year and a half understands this, saying those dudes play super hard. Honestly, they play a lot of minutes. Yeah, other teams know that. Of course, we've got a lot of young guys. Honestly, we've got fresh legs. We've got a lot of guys we could swap in. Everybody plays defense the same. Everybody's buying into the scheme. We've got a good game plan, so we just try to execute that and play hard. They're doing all the right things. Now, look, I understand the Orlando Magic are deeper than the New York Knicks are. I'm not acting like they're not. The problem is the Knicks don't need to win every game, and if you're not winning these games anyway now on a 3-game skid, you should probably just decide to maybe try to play some other guys, play your rookies, play your young guys with fresh legs, maybe. Just maybe. Just an idea from me. It is getting annoying the way that Tom Thibodeau is coaching this team and refusing to give these guys a break. They should run a 9-man rotation. It doesn't matter if not all these guys are able to play playoff basketball because it's January. So it's not playoffs yet. So Tibbs should play him. Those are my thoughts on it. I want to hear yours. Let me know down below in the comments. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Does this guy have a point on what he's doing? Let me know. Have a great day and go Knicks.